Headphone check.
I think I can only hear it in one ear, but I can definitely hear it.
Okay.
You say it
Here,
again.
wait.
Yeah.
Here, wait. Twist that wire that's on yours.
I gotcha.
Okay. So, we good? Sound
Clear.
good on your end?
Clear.
Clear.
Hey, Cam. Make yourself scarce.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Let's set a timer for... Set a timer for 24 minutes. So this is not going to be over 24 minutes.
Okay.
All right. That's running. This is running. We're going to just start it. Unless you have anything you want to say.
Let's talk about marbles.
All right. So first, we're going to crack one. So this is that Blackberry IPA that I was telling you. This is a Michigan beer. I'm pretty sure Perrin is a... Do you like IPAs?
I can get down with an IPA.
Sorry, you looked at me to cheers. And then
I like when it's a little fruit. Makes it good.
so it's weird because this is a full-on IPA, but it doesn't taste like an IPA because it's so... like the blackberry is so
Almost like a
strong.
little fruit beer situation.
So
Shout out
anyways.
Perrin Blackberry IPA. Liquid craftsmanship.
This is not an ad because they're not paying for shit, so
We bought
bleep
this
this
beer.
out. But anyways, okay, so we're going to talk about marbles.
I'm ready. So for background, I am a student. Didn't want to pay for Disney Plus. Not tech savvy enough to find it myself. After Endgame, when stuff moved to Disney Plus, I kind of stopped watching. So I am not caught up on the Marvel Universe. I like it, but don't know what's going on. So Antonio, an expert, a T-shirt owner,
Oh my god.
This
was totally not intentional.
is going to walk me through and answer some questions.
Cam in the audience out here peeking behind the leave. So yeah, okay, so the last thing you saw was
Endgame.
Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
And the most recent movie that just came out was No Way Home.
Yeah.
So the end of Endgame was the end of Phase 3.
How's that end again?
Endgame?
Yeah.
The big things that happen is Iron Man, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. is dead. And all of those things are important to remember.
Via Thanos?
Yes, because he snapped.
Okay.
So he fixed it to where everybody came
right.
back. But he died.
Because of the power of the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, that happened. Steve Rogers is no longer Captain America because he was the person who went back in time and put all of the Infinity Stones exactly when they were taken. So it didn't create any branching realities. So he lived an old man life, and he lived happily ever after with Peggy. So he's moving forward. Black Widow is dead. Also, spoilers for Endgame if you haven't seen it, but that was like 4 years ago at this
Probably
point.
not going to watch it.
Anyways. Oh my gosh, I'm so... Yeah, no, Kieran's seen
No,
it.
no, for the person in the
Yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're sleeping. So for those who are watching and not listening, let me paint a picture. Me and Kieran are sitting in this cozy little nook.
Yeah,
This
we're in
is
the
a
studio
nice shot. Like
Mhm.
I'm actually pretty proud of our aesthetically pleasing apartment.
You've produced.
So we're just chilling here in the corner. Nay is laying right here on the couch, just off screen. And then Cam is sitting behind the TV, looking through plants onto the set. So that's what we're working with. Okay, so moving forward in it. Okay, now my feet are starting to get sweaty. I'm getting all tingly. So Black Widow is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I lied. So when I told you earlier that, anyways, doesn't matter. So Black Widow is dead.
Mhm.
Scarlett Johansson is dead
Why?
because to get the Soul Stone, the person who was getting it had to sacrifice
Oh yeah, they throw someone off the mountain.
Their
right?
true love, yeah, something like that. Somebody who meant a lot to them. So Natasha, Black Widow, and Clint, Hawkeye, were fighting over who was gonna give themselves up for the other because neither of them wanted the other to die. So that's something that also kind of bummed me out. So one of the first movies after Endgame was Black Widow. Well, it was supposed to be slated for right after Endgame, but then it got pushed back. So I thought that they were going to go into more of a backstory between Hawkeye and Black Widow, but they don't.
Okay.
The movies, spoilers for Black Widow. Spoilers for all Marvel, for all of Phase 4. So Natasha is dead. Tony is dead because he snapped. And Captain America is dead, but he's really just an old man.
He's useless to us.
Yeah, he's useless.
He didn't serve the U.S. Army effectively, so
yeah,
he's useless to us.
So he got a dishonorable discharge for having a family. So that's everybody who's dead. So those are like the huge changes coming after.
Okay. Hulk's still incredible.
Yes.
Thor's still good.
But Thor winds up joining the Guardians of the Galaxy because he doesn't think he's fit to be a king anymore. So he gives Valkyrie, who was, I don't know what her name is, Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
So she makes Tessa Thompson the new ruler of New Asgard, because
Was she one of his soldiers?
she's a Valkyrie.
Okay.
So she's like a different hero of legend or something. So Valkyrie is the new ruler of New Asgard, and then Thor joins up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So Thor is going to be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Hell yeah, I love those ones. Those are
Yeah,
so
they're
funny.
so sweet. I think we saw the first one in theaters together. So that is there. Who else? Okay, you ask me who is where they're at, and I'll tell you
Yes,
because now
please.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Okay, Hulk. So Hulk right after Endgame. So we've only seen Hulk once post Endgame in this Phase 4, and that was in the end credit scene for Shang-Chi, and he's Bruce Banner. So
you're telling me Phase 4 spoilers right now?
oh yeah, so this is Phase 4 spoiler, but this is like end credit scenes, like
Okay.
setups, not really
Okay.
major plot points. So he's no longer the like smart Hulk, which is what he was during Endgame. But his arm is still fucked up from the snap because he did the snap first because he said the gauntlet was like mostly gamma radiation. That's the gamma. I don't know anything about
Nerd
radiation.
shit.
Yeah, it's some nerd shit.
Follow-up question. Just I know I don't want to ask too many questions. So I
No,
want to make sure we get through this. But
ask all the questions because
was Hulk and Black Widow's relationship just friendly, or did it felt like he had feelings for her?
no, it was definitely forced romance.
Okay. So he's cut up, but like
Yeah.
it wasn't. There's no true love situation.
No, it's not like he's broken up or anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, oh yeah, like
They never developed that plot line.
yeah, it didn't get enough attention. So you haven't seen any of them, right? So you haven't seen any of the TV shows or
Mm-mm. Is Ant-Man and the Wasp Phase 4, or is that prior?
so. Ant-Man and the Wasp is Phase 3.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. So that one's worth seeing,
Uh-huh.
just because Paul Rudd is fucking
I love Paul Rudd.
phenomenal. So
The other woman, the Wasp, I don't know her name.
I don't know. What her
She's
name.
in Lost though, and I
Her
think she's in Lost, and I really liked her in Lost.
She, funny enough, in the comics, and I haven't read that many comics, but she's like very, very, very important to the Avengers. So it's like weird to me that in the MCU she's like a like CD ranked character. So that's funny to me, but
So don't tell me what they're doing, but they're around, they're active.
so they're alive.
Okay.
And I don't want to tell you spoilers,
Sure.
I'm trying to. So I have to think about how to.
If
say
they're just involved. That's
So
fine.
no, so they're definitely involved,
Mm-hmm.
but they're gonna be. So you should definitely watch the second Ant-Man because Ant-Man 3 Quantumania, I think is what it's called, is gonna be a huge setup or potential like huge plot point in the next phase.
Gotcha.
Because it definitely has to do with the next main villain.
Okay. Is the time machine situation, is that in the first Ant-Man or is that in the second one?
That's in the first one, but they talk about it more in the second one.
Maybe I have seen the second one because I remember I feel like there's a whole huge part of that.
So the second one has to do with the villain is like Ghost. She's like that mixed girl who's like in a white looks like a snowsuit, but her powers are like she can like phase through shit.
Okay.
I don't know. She's like a bad guy, but she's really not a bad guy. She's just like in an unfortunate position. Hey, get out of here. Move. Okay. So who else?
Loki.
Loki. Oh man, where was he at the end of Endgame? Oh, okay. So at the end of Endgame, he was dead. Like full on not coming back dead.
Okay.
So the TV show Loki, this is not a spoiler. Like
Not
this
phase
is
4?
this is episode 1.
Okay.
So the Loki that we follow in phase 4 is. So do you remember in Endgame when they go back in time to like steal all the stones?
Yeah.
So the Iron Man mission where it was Captain America, Iron Man, Ant-Man, not the Strong Hulk, but like when they all went down and they all like kind of fucked it all up, and that Loki took the Space Stone. So the one that disappeared from that timeline, that's the Loki that we're following in phase 4.
Classic Loki.
So his show, I think was my least favorite out of all of the ones that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very important to the plot of phase 4 moving forward.
So we got Spider-Man, Zendaya, and Aunt May.
So Spider-Man No Way Home just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking amazing movie. Like, I think the newest Spider-Man, Marvel-wise, is, to me, up there with Infinity War and Endgame. But, like, favorite movies of all time and favorite... If I'm ranking it in the Spider-Man, it's number 1, easily. But it's only number 1 because it's the latest Spider-Man, if it makes... So, like, did you watch the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so...
He's my Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's all of our Spider-Man. And then did you watch the Andrew Garfield ones?
On principle, actually.
So I remember seeing them in theaters just because I was like, I like Spider-Man, but I hated it at the time. And then like going back and watching them after so many years, I was like, it's not the worst. Definitely not as good as Tobey Maguire, but not as bad. So then watching Tom Holland have his Spider-Man moment is just so fulfilling after watching all of the other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I would suggest, so this month, since you have so much time, I'm going to be giving you homework to watch
dude.
these.
Yeah,
and then
I'll
we're going to
give
watch
updates.
Murderville on the side.
Okay.
So we can talk about
I'll
Murderville.
some
So I'm
accountability.
not talking the entire time about Marvel. So you're definitely going to have to watch the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Fair enough. I respect that.
And just know that...
Now you're gonna cry.
Yeah, it's a punch in the teeth.
Who's MJ in that one?
So there's not really an MJ because that Spider-Man, they make his love interest Gwen Stacy, who
Okay.
is Emma Stone, right? Yeah. And I loved her. She's a
big
great
Emma Stone fan.
She's
awesome.
great.
ETA, great movie.
Zombieland.
Zombieland. So Tom Holland is in an amazing place right now. Well, like, it's a very complicated place, but the newest Tom Holland movie is beautiful. Oh yeah. So you said you didn't see Far From Home, the one with
Honestly,
Mysterio.
I don't think I saw it Far From Home.
Okay, so that was the first real movie that dropped after Endgame.
So can we do the timeline? Can we walk through?
Yeah.
After
So
that?
actually, we have it. Me and Nay have it written down
Nice.
on a notepad. But so in the timeline of the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
it goes Endgame, and then like 3 or 6 months later is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Okay.
So it's like right after, and it was the first movie without Iron Man in it because Iron Man played such a huge role in the first Spider-Man. So it's
Yeah,
like,
he's like a father figure.
yeah, and it's like,
And Happy has such a big one in the second. Like,
yeah. So like it just the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are amazing.
Yeah. I'm a
Okay.
big Tom Holland fan as well.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Are you gonna see Uncharted?
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I think I'm gonna start playing Uncharted
Cool.
because of the movie.
Yeah.
Because it looks badass.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so that's Spider-Man, MJ, and Aunt May. Who else? Who else are you?
Did they ever tie up Chadwick Boseman
Oh,
or
So-
give him like a goodbye at least?
no.
Yeah.
So, but they reworked the whole Black Panther movie that's coming out
Mm.
because obviously he was gonna have like a huge part in it.
Right.
So I still don't know who they decided to cast as the next Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like something about Shuri, like the actress who plays Shuri, not wanting to do it because of vaccine
I heard about that,
mandates.
yeah.
So she was like off for a while, but I just read something that she's back on the movie.
Okay.
So I don't know what's happening with that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. So that's so in Phase 4. There's all the TV show. There's WandaVision, which is amazing.
I've heard really good things.
So WandaVision, I thought was going to be my least favorite of the Phase 4 phases, but I think is definitely up there with Endgame and Infinity War. Like,
Wow.
it's one of the better, not just Marvel properties, but like projects as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so good. Like, there's action, drama, it's funny. Like, it's perfect Marvel
Yeah.
to me. So there's WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye. Yeah, that's it. But so What If is the animated one, and that's the last appearance of Chadwick Boseman.
Mm.
And it's even more sad. I mean, obviously it's horrible that he passed so soon, but you could tell how they made his character in What If, that he was going to be like a huge part of it. And so he has a couple of episodes, and What If was another thing where I thought it was just going to be like a bunch of one-off stories not connected, but again, is very, very important to the newest Doctor Strange 2,
Oh, okay.
the Multiverse of Madness, which comes out in March. No, it got pushed back. So I'm not sure when it's coming out, but it's coming out this year.
Cool.
So Chadwick Boseman is in like 4 of those episodes. So those are a good watch. And they give him a big shout out in his main, like the episode where he's the main character. Slight spoiler. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy story, but instead of Peter Quill, it's T'Challa. So he's like the Black Panther who is a Ravager, and he's so fucking cool.
Oh, cool.
Like that's one of the like the What If is a good show just to watch all the way through because it's like it's cool to see all the different takes on like the story.
Right.
Because like Guardians of the Galaxy is fucking amazing.
Oh, I'd love
but
it.
to see Chadwick Boseman in the same story
Yeah, that's
just has like a different swag to it. It's so cool. So yeah, that's how they sent Chadwick Boseman off.
On the note of send-offs, did they do any Stanley things? Any? They just did it. No, don't try.
I think not Infinity War. I think No Way or Far From Home, the second Spider-Man movie, was the last Stan Lee cameo, or it might have been Black Widow. It's one of those.
Gotcha. It would have been cool to do like have him in like a painting in a background or something.
That's what I was thinking. I would like something.
Yeah.
Some kind of like, but I know in the new Into the Spider-Verse. Did you see that one?
The animated one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
And they're coming out with a second one this year.
Really?
Well, they're coming out like first part of a second movie.
Of course.
So I think
Fun.
they're going to do it like first part this year, second part next year. But that, again, because of this newest Spider-Man, is an essential watch.
Yeah, I heard some sort of coming together of the Spider-Man happens.
Yeah, so the Spider-Verse is definitely a thing.
Okay.
And I mean, we saw it in Into the Spider-Verse. And I saw something that they might make Miles Morales in the main MCU,
fun.
which could be cool. So I don't know who they would cast for it, but that would be badass.
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay, so that's sweet. I'm trying to think. Who else? Well, I guess who else are you curious about where they're at?
I'm trying to think about Doctor Strange. We haven't talked about formally. What's his deal?
So Doctor Strange is very complicated in this next phase. And again, What If is the most important. And Doctor Strange episode in What If is heartbreakingly beautiful. Like, it's such a sad episode. And like, they do it so well that like the whole episode is sad. Like when it's over, you're like, you feel shitty. And I think to me that was like the mark of a really good episode because moving forward, his character is going to be so important. So it's cool to see like to see that his actions are coming from a very real place. So Doctor Strange is in a cool spot. And he didn't play as big of a role in the new Spider-Man movie that I thought he was going to play, which is cool. But he's definitely in it for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I have another question, a little bit of a sidetrack. But I'm a big Walking Dead fan. And for the most part, if you would, it's not exactly the same, but if you would read ahead in the comics, you kind of know what's going to happen in the show. They've definitely strayed further from the path as the seasons have gone on. But given that some of these characters are so old, like, do you know what's going to happen next? Like, could you know what's happening next? Or is it so far gone?
So, yes.
Okay.
So, they're setting up, like, 2 to 3 potential paths. And I could tell you what they are, and it won't be a spoiler. And actually, I think I'm going to tell you because...
Yeah, please.
Oh, shit. Oh, we're getting to the end. Okay, let's see. We're at 24 minutes on here. Okay, I'm going to tell you them real quick, and then we're going to end.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're setting up Young Avengers. because really, this new team, the team of Avengers that we're used to, are kind of broken up. Like Iron Man's dead. Captain America is an old fucking man who's doing his own thing. So the Young Avengers are definitely getting set up. Secret Invasion, which is a whole huge comic book storyline that has to do with the Skrulls. So that's going to happen. And then I think they're setting up a new Avengers team because the main characters are changing.
Okay.
And you'll understand that more when you watch the shows. And then they're also going to be introducing the X-Men / the Mutants and the Fantastic Four coming soon.
Whoa.
Potentially. That has to do with the new Doctor Strange movie.
Okay. So
that's supposed to announce a bunch of shit.
That's great. So something like Fantastic Four that has its own history of movies already. Are they going to ignore that?
We can talk about that in another episode.
bet.
Because you have to see up to where we're at to understand.
All right, I'll start.
See Wanda Vision too.
Yeah.
I'll start doing my homework then.
Okay. So we're going to end right here. Moving forward,
Yeah.
you're going to have Marvel homework, and then I'll watch Murderville so we can just bounce back and forth.
I'll put my hours in, honestly.
Let's
give
do
me
it.
some
Yeah,
homework.
you have plenty more. You have plenty of free time.
Yeah.
Now. All right. So I think that's it. We're going to cut.